So if you can do 5 pull-ups and you can do 5 dips, you can 100% get a muscle up. It's probably because of technique and the way that you're gripping the rings. It's probably because of the way that you're swinging your hips. But hey, look, my name's Ollie. I own CaliUnity, which is a gym in Bath in the UK. And we are an award-winning gym. We're the #1 rated independent gym here in Bath. And we've helped hundreds, I'd say hundreds of people get their first muscle up. And the reason I'm making this video is we've put everything into a muscle up ebook for you to use completely for free to download. So first off, if you don't want to hear me nattering on, just go on caliunity.com/muscle up call. I'll put the link in the description below. You can literally go here and read the guide. It's there. This is for our internal members, but because you're members of the YouTube channel, we're putting it here for free. So I wanted to go through the guide real quick with you today and run through a few things. And then, again, you can use the guide and you can go from there. So there are 3 main parts of the muscle up. There is the pull-up, there is the transition, and there is the dip. If you can do a pull-up and you can do a dip, well, that means that you're struggling with the transition. So I'd click on this and I'd go straight to the transition part because that's actually the important part of the muscle up. So before we go into each individual thing, there's some overall theory that we need to look at as to how to do the muscle up. So this diagram illustrates it really, really well. If you do a low pull-up and you do a low dip, you're going to have to fight gravity to do the transition, fight through that middle bit here. If you do a high pull-up and you do a low dip, then you're almost going to be going downhill when you do the transition. So try and get good at doing high pull-ups. When I say high pull-up, I mean not just pulling to here, but try and almost like get your chest back and you're going to be leaning all the way. So you're going up to the top, right, of your chest. It's almost like pull to your armpits. And when I say low dip, I mean literally your hand should be touching your shoulder at the bottom of that dip, okay? If you can do those, then your muscle up will be so much easier. So here we go. Here we're looking at the actual false grip. Now you can see here I'm actually gripping 2 tennis balls, and what that does is when you hold like this, it forces you to put the ring on this part of your wrist. Okay. Always, by the way, always chalk up that part of your wrist because that's where all the pressure is going to go. So we're holding the ball, the ring's like this, and we're putting the ring in this bit here. Okay? When you actually grab it with your hand, it's actually a lot harder to get that grip, but when you use tennis balls, you'll be able to feel that grip. Okay? And your thumb should be pointing down towards the floor. So when you actually do the pull-up section, I wouldn't recommend starting from this stance at first. It's really, really hard to keep your false grip in this position. I'd recommend going from here, okay? So like this position here, like slight bend in the elbow, false grip, and you see as soon as I lock out, it's so much harder to keep that false grip. You have to turn it the other way, like I show here. So just start in this position here. Now, this is the most important bit. Look at the transition. Look at where I'm at. My shoulders are back and down, proud chest, nipples facing up to the sky. Okay, because what this does is it almost has all this energy saved up in here so that when I actually come through the middle and I go through this section here, I don't know if I can draw this. Oh, here we go. Bam. When I come through that middle bit there, I actually have space. If I just went up here, then across, I've got no potential to actually come through that middle section. But if I come round and then I come over the top, which shows on this part here, right? Because I'm in this position here, in this bit here, round and then up, that means that I'll actually be able to get through that middle bit. And then, here we go. The middle catch, right? So notice how I'm keeping that false grip, right? I've got this false grip here. I'm keeping that position there. This is where I shoot my hips back because by moving my body, remember I was in this kind of position like this. Now I'm going here, and then I'm going to end up like this, because I'm going to be in that dip position like that, right? So that's going to help you to get there. And then look where I am in the catch, right? I've gone like this. I've gone round, bam. I've almost done like a whole 180 in terms of body. I went from here, where my head was here, to now I'm there, where my head was there. So what I see a lot of people doing is they come up here and then they try and use their arms to get through this middle bit. Dude, that's not going to work. Your arms aren't that powerful. You might be able to, but that's like once you can do 5 muscle ups or 10 muscle ups. To get your first one, you need to come round the back and then come round to here, okay? So that's perfect. And then the dip position. Now, notice one last thing here. Notice on my shoulder position, right? Notice how it is rounded like this. I'm not in this shoulders back position. I'm in this rounded. That engages the chest and gets that feeling of actually activating. I see a lot of people in their dip, they fly forwards here and they might actually come down there. So make sure you're locking in when it comes to the chest, right? So squeezing it together in that position. Again, some good cues here. Round the shoulders, overshoot the pull, chest down, elbows high. And in the dip, if you can do a dip, you should be able to get this part pretty easily. Okay, so a note on kipping, read it. I mean, it works, but the thing is I see a lot of people trying to do a muscle up when they can barely even do a pull up and a dip. You're just going to tear your shoulder off. Like, it's not a good idea, okay? So it's fine doing a little bit of momentum to get through that middle section, but you need to have the prerequisites of 3 high pull-ups, 3 low dips. All right. So, which one's actually better in terms of this? Again, it's the prerequisites of that. So, our most taught cues. This is what I use, again, muscle up workshops. Oh, by the way, as well, if you go on our YouTube, if you go on the CaliUnity YouTube, yeah, so here you go, behind the scenes. There's a full workshop. I'll put that in the description as well. I'll put the Muscle Up ebook, and I'll also put the Muscle Up workshop in the description below. Everything is there. There's me going through this with an actual class. So, in this video, you're going to get access. So, middle bit. So that's what we're going to focus on today. The quality's better. Right, so this is the gym. This is literally going through this live with people, going through everything. Okay, I will link this at the end, and I'll also link it in the description below so you guys can watch that. Okay, so let's go back to the muscle up guy. So some good little cues are chest up to start, grip the balls in the false grip, keep elbows tight. I see a lot of people flare their elbows. Imagine there are like train tracks running down the middle. You want to keep them inside of that as you're going through. Put the hood on, right? In the muscle up video, you'll see me do this, where you're literally flip the hood on as I go through the middle. 5 minutes on. In this video, you're so on at video, you're gonna get access to a muscle up workshop that I put on. I mean, she does it a bit slower than me, but you want to have this feeling of like flicking your hair forwards, and that hood comes on. Round the shoulders, look at the rings. Okay, cool. Muscle up progressions. Again, I'll leave this to you guys to really read through this and go through this. But this depends really with where you're at, right? So my favorite ones are obviously high pull-ups, low dips, false grip holds, low dip holds, jumping muscle ups, box muscle ups, assisted muscle ups, negative muscle ups, and then full reps going for there. Then we go through a warm-up that you guys can do. So again, all filmed. This is all free completely for you guys. We just want to make health and fitness accessible to everyone. It's completely free. Different ways of training for the muscle up. Okay, so different things here. And then literally a full progression tree of how to train for the muscle up. So if you're at this stage, then you go to here and you can just follow this, and then at each stage it will tell you a program of what you can then do to get to the next level. If you guys haven't already seen the Skill Swell, I would also really recommend, it's completely free. You can go here, you can go to the CaliUnity.com/Skill Swell, and then you can have a look at where the muscle up is. So ring muscle up here is there. I think bar muscle up's a bit before it. and you can follow the progressions that come before that. This is more in depth in terms of specifically to the muscle up. This is also a really useful tool. And also we've included a full printable version that you guys can use. Literally, you can color this in. It's completely free. You can do your Cali stats tracker and it shows you each level of the skill swell and then what level these are all as well. Completely free. You guys can use it. We just want to make health and fitness accessible to everyone. All right, guys. So look, hopefully that was useful. That was the muscle up guide. It's completely free for you guys to use. If you know anyone who's working on their muscle up and wants to get a free muscle up guide, send this to them. You know, like it will help them out, and you guys can work on that muscle up together. Any questions? Comment below. I run the YouTube, and so I will get back to you and I'll help you with any of your muscle up progressions. If you want to DM us on Instagram, that's where the whole team is, and we'll be able to get back to you and give you some quality help. If you are really interested in how we do things at CaliUnity and you want a completely free call with one of our team, you can literally just go down here, you can hear me talking, and then I'm ready to get my muscle up, and you can book a free discovery call with one of our team, and that's literally, it's 15 minutes, and we can just go through how we can help you, and if you qualify for our online program, which could be a pretty cool thing if you do want to do that. And guys, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tons more content coming along to help you guys do the calisthenics questions. All right, guys. So thank you so much for watching. If you have got all the way to the end, I appreciate you guys. Go and use this muscle up guide. Get your journey. Any progressions or anything on stories, tag us on Instagram, and we'll see you guys in the next one.